Hello, welcome to GitGo Today. We are live on YouTube.
Afternoon, everybody. We are live on the YouTubes. I'm actually going to check because I've got my laptop right here.
And it's been a bit of a journey to get here, but we think we're actually streaming and we've got it nailed
this week. Hello,
Hopefully.
Bernie. Hello, Jaimie.
Hey, Penny. How are you, Bernster?
Very well. Nice to see you, Bernster. And we've got
too.
some cool guests coming on today. Of course, we've got the lovely Damian, who you
so
may have met before because Damo was on our first show.
You can talk.
Hey, Damo.
Hey, how are you?
Very, very
How's
well.
everybody?
Very well, thank you, lovely.
We're good.
We're talking to you in Japan. What time is it in Japan at the moment?
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Lovely. Very nice time of day. Have you had your
right.
coffee?
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, so
Good man.
Oh, right.
Green tea.
Tea. Okay.
Yes.
Tea. We got the green tea here as well.
We do.
Yeah.
sounds good.
So we're going to chat to Damo in a minute because
Yep.
you've been up watching the Superbowl last night, correct?
Yeah, well, it's it'll be yesterday morning.
Yeah, it was yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to.
Our kid producer Jed, I had to record it for him
Hilarious.
because Peyton, what's his name? Peyton
Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Manning.
Peyton Manning was playing, and that
I
was
knew that, yeah.
hugely important
his star,
because it's
right?
Peyton Manning, Dad.
Of course. What
Come
a
on,
name,
Dad.
Peyton
Come on,
Manning.
Dad.
It's so
I know.
21st
Hi, I'm
century.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I'm a star.
And I'm a star.
Yeah, I'm a star. We're going to talk a few other issues which we'd really love you guys to comment on today. CSIRO,
Yep.
cut funding for
Yep.
the climate change monitoring department, which is just like completely.
not great.
Science. They invented Wi-Fi
that we're using to do all this on,
Exactly.
and then I saw something on the Facebook book of the face where they're giving money for grants for startups. So they're cutting stuff that actually is established. We've got people doing their doctorates on, PhD students doing, and they just kind of cut it.
So forget
Okay.
doing something for the greater good of man, and let's talk about like consumerism, how to make the most out of like raping and pillaging.
Well,
Sorry, I get
listen,
really passionate about this.
I think because with the end of the mining boom and everything like that, we actually need to, because the only thing we've got left is this, and Australians, we all say that we're the smartest people in the world and all that sort of stuff.
Well, the fact that you have to say that always makes me feel a little bit concerned.
It's not the greatest, but we do need to start investing in startups because they just leave otherwise.
I agree, but we need to invest in startups that actually have a consciousness, like a humanitarian consciousness about how we're connected now. So what can we do for each other as humans on the planet and the earth instead of just how much profit can we make?
Well, that's the irony about most startups. They feel a need that's there. Like, look at with PayPal and everything, there was a need obviously for another way to go outside of the banking system.
Yeah.
And to go outside of the banking system is not a bad thing.
Oh, I agree completely.
They've just got us
Elon
like
Musk himself has gone into solar power and to storage, which actually is a big thing right now. He's got his batteries.
And he's smart. All his
Totally.
patents are out there for everybody to use, because once everybody uses them, then of course it's going to sell more and it's going to work and there's going to be more cars and the model of the next car I'm getting is a Tesla for sure. I don't have 180 grand for a Tesla,
it's super expensive,
but
right?
the Series 3 is 38,000
Wow.
US.
And it's a hot looking car. We should get a picture of that up there,
great.
actually. I'll go and find the car.
Okay.
Look, it's awesome, but
And in the meantime, we're sort of live streaming Facebook too, so we'd love you
we're
guys.
ignoring Damo.
Sorry, Damo. We will be back to you in a second, but we want to make sure you guys have your say. So if there's anything you want to talk about, CSIRO, cutting funding to climate monitoring, you want to say something about how fab Damo is or anything else, just make sure GitGo Today.
We've got the Facebook up, so put your comments on, we'll read them, and be part of it, because this is all about us talking about shit, basically.
Yeah, your shit, stuff you want to talk about.
Well,
what do you want to talk about, Damo?
Well, going back to your thought about the CSIRO and the downgradings, would any of you think that it would have anything to do with the TPP?
TPP. Wow, people are talking about that, the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Partnership,
and all
yes.
That,
I'd love to know your viewpoint, and as an Aussie in Japan, what's your perspective on it?
Well, the TPP affects us here in a few good and bad ways, but the whole gist of the TPP is to allow, from what I gather, is to allow companies to sue and use their patents in other countries without having any control or interference from the government. So by cutting the CSIRO, they can't say, hey, we've got something better, we've got something, make things cheaper. No, it underlines the TPP, and it would be a bad thing if that is to happen.
So you know what bothers me with this? I mean, for example, could a cigarette company... Now, you know how we've got in Australia packaging where you have, we have packaging that shows the damages of cigarettes and quite graphic photographs and stuff. Could a cigarette company sue now to say that has stopped their profits? Do you know what I mean? Like, does it?
Yes.
Is it? Are you serious?
Yes, they not just sue; they will sue the government.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
But I think what the government's kind of like, you can't do something. If there's common law, if there's something that doesn't make sense, then no judge is ever going to rule in favour of the. But then again, you never know.
But you never know, and it could actually happen. That's the terrifying.
Yeah. The thing is, it won't go to Australian courts, won't go to the US courts, it'll go to the international courts.
Yeah,
and the international
right.
Will go, look, you've got an international contract. You cannot, destroy the international contract.
Mind you, we break international law all the time.
I don't think every country breaks international law.
We're a signatory to the refugee things and stuff like that. We don't follow that.
No, we don't at all. We don't at all.
Yeah.
No.
And never has a government, the current government never has it even honoured anything that it said.
No, absolutely true.
So,
wow, how fascinating. Hey, can we just talk about something a little bit light now, just to kind of break it up?
Yeah.
Super Bowl, we said that, you mentioned you watched it. What was the best part of the game? Because it was a bit of an average game from what we hear.
Lady Gaga singing the national anthem.
Yes, Lady Gaga. I knew it. Lady Gaga was the best. Sorry, back to you, Damo.
Okay, what did she do that so captured your imagination, Damo?
It wasn't what she did. What she done do. I've met her in the green room and her management. It's a bit but yeah, keep going.
It was like, at least, like, she sung the song, she didn't stuff it up, which was good because they,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. She sang it in tune.
She sang it in tune, and it was the greatest thing. Like, she sang it in tune. That's all she did. That's it.
But if you compare that to the game, that was the highlight of the... I'll never get the 4 hours back again.
So why was the game so flat, do you reckon?
I think because the commissioner, the last couple of years, the commissioner and the NFL have changed the rules. That's made it
changing.
I can't have any big hits, you can't have this, you can't have that. So it's like, it's just dulled the game down.
Yep.
Also,
Save people's
the
lives.
The game was two teams that were more defensive than offensive.
Okay.
Yes, it was. I will attest to that.
And most of the scores were done by the defensive teams, not the offensive teams, the one that should be scoring.
Yes.
Yeah, the team that won was the one with the best defence.
Okay, so all in all, a very lacklustre kind of,
yeah, pretty much.
for punters.
Do you know what was the particular highlight for me, Damo? Was when they had all the players, the man of the match or whatever they call them, all 50 of them come out. They started from Super Bowl number 1. Here's Joe Bloggs. And then they went, they're not going to do all 50, right? They did all 50.
All 50, right.
And we just sit there going, no. And we thought the NRL was boring.
Right?
You got to fill 4 hours.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but we need a 60-second silence for every one of them that's fallen, as we did back in the days of the Gulf War. Yeah.
But the half-time show was a bit of a letdown.
I didn't get to half-time.
Tell us what was going on and why it was a letdown.
Oh, you think, 50 years of football, you think that, they'd have something a bit more spectacular. But, you had Coldplay singing a song, you had Beyonce, you go, hello, Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we've played with all of those, played with all of those little characters there. So,
So what Beyonce usually has such a big, spectacular show kicking, didn't happen?
No, because you got to think, you got to go by. There's 3 people. They had Bruno Mars, Coldplay, and Beyonce, and they all had their 15 seconds of 15 minutes of singing, and then they get together and sing one song, which was actually a medley.
Oh yeah,
melody. Well, they get that right too. Sorry, back to singing.
And it's just like, okay, thank you. Next.
And they did this montage apparently of over Coldplay's "Fix You." You know that ding 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 ding, that really big lilting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah.
Oh.
That's exactly my point. You're just going, yeah, okay, let's move it on.
Wow. Wow, what a letdown. Letdown for such a big show, you know.
Yeah.
Mega letdown.
It's all right.
How's sushi? How's the sushi in
How
Japan
is the
today?
sushi?
I want to know if you ever get paranoid about the sushi you're eating after the nuclear reactor went off. I think about that.
That's the three-headed catfish.
Do you ever get paranoid?
That's like saying like you've got, if you had an earthquake somewhere and it affects you in the other end of the island, it doesn't affect us in any way.
No, it wasn't an earthquake, and it wouldn't affect the toxicity of the water and stuff that would float down with the currents, and you know what I mean.
Well, we're told it is affecting stuff. I don't know whether it is.
Sorry, don't want to make you paranoid over there or anything.
No one's paranoid here. Everything's still.
It's like back in Australia.
Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm not paranoid. Everything's fine. Just the government.
Everything's fine. The thing is, like, when that happened and the government sort of like was a bit behind everything else that was happening because they were being told by, the business that owned the plant that, oh no, everything's okay. So they're saying to the people, we're being told that everything's okay, so it must be okay.
Yep.
And when they found out that everything wasn't okay, and then everyone just starts going, okay, now...
Now we better acknowledge.
Not okay. But you know what? The Prime Minister at the time, who resigned not long after that,
That's right.
he was the one who ordered TPC, what was it, Japan, whatever it is, the power company, he ordered them to pour seawater into the reactors.
Oh, really?
Right, it had been 1 hour later, the whole thing would have blown, be way worse than Chernobyl. Right, and so that destroyed the reactors.
Here's some other information that the government sent in their scientists to check the place out and said, you must build a seawall between you and the sea. You must. And the company went, no, it's too expensive. We can't afford that. No. And they said, no, you must. Yeah, right. If they had built a seawall, none of this would have happened.
No, it would have happened. No, see, that's the thing. I had this discussion with my 17-year-old stepson about power and stuff like that, and I'm starting engineering degree at UNSW in a couple of weeks because I actually want to do my bit
good on you.
for the world, right?
Yeah, I'll get that.
And I've got the same ideas as everybody else. Generating solar panel, then using it for maybe to store the power in gravity. You put something up high, and it sort of go down slowly, and it drives a generator, and there's no batteries, no anything.
They've also got airbags underneath the ocean now that sit down and they blow
ocean
them
power,
up.
tides. There's all this power available to us. And talking about nuclear energy, and he said, but nuclear energy is great. And I said, well, it is. But we can't afford any more mistakes in the world. We've had two. We can't have a third.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And
you know
it
what
will happen.
And
he says, but it was just because of the Russians, and it was just because of the Earth. It doesn't matter why.
Exactly, and nature has its own force.
And
you're actually harnessing nuclear
so we actually can't
energy.
do it.
Of the CSIRO scientists,
yes,
we're heading for another huge mistake.
Yeah, we are. We totally are, Bernie. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like with the whole government thing, like we obviously need tax reform.
Totally.
And we need a whole bunch of reform and they need to reform their spending and reassess where they're spending money and everything like that. But I don't think the CSIRO and that area is the most sensible place to be cutting spending.
No, that's a national treasure.
Absolutely.
That's been called 600 scientists actually signed a petition globally last night and sent it to our government to say, don't do this. The CSIRO is highly respected around the world.
Totally.
It's our national treasure. It's probably the greatest treasure we have, and here we are just
the bottom, forget about the treasure, forget about getting all emotional about it. They get results.
They get results. Exactly. There's scientists who get results. Yeah. But I'm with Bern, like, you can be proud of that because like
and they with development and if we're going to move into this millennium, instead of changing their model, their model needs to be changed. That's great.
Yeah.
But let's bolster it. Let's make it better. Let's
respect it and keep growing it as opposed to.
If that's the place where where the country's going to make all the money and do all the stuff, let's
totally
do it right. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But
By the way, here's a picture of the Tesla car. Right, Elon Musk is out of the future. So I've got his new Model 3, is it called? It's gorgeous.
Model 3, yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous looking car. It's like $35,000 US.
Yeah, 35, 38 US.
Yeah.
And
look at it. Look.
In the UK, last year spent £900 million building charging lanes in their roads. So you just drive and you charge your car.
Really? Free? People are telling me that in Singapore you get free charge stations in Singapore.
But they've built them, that's all I know. And so you drive your car and you charge. Hopefully, this is the stuff. This is what somebody else is doing. Why are we not doing it? Did you know the grandfather, I was one of the areas of engineering that I wanted to study was solar, and the grandfather, the world #1 authority on solar energy is at UNSW, just up the road.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, he is, that's right.
He
1980s he made the really efficient solar thing, and now they've got concentrated, concentrating the energy onto a small panel, right? They can put out a kilowatt in about 2 by 2 inches, which is like,
it's amazing.
There's a lot of heat there, but
Wow. Damo, what are the what are people that you know, like friends or people in Japan? Have people got like a strong opinion when it comes to power and solar power and wind farms? And do people talk about it?
Well, in Japan, it is a common knowledge to have your own solar farm.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Okay.
And like for example, they'll build a tunnel, and they'll have where they build a tunnel, they'll put solar panels on the outside of the tunnel, so that all that solar power just generates the power for the lights in the tunnel.
Oh, that's amazing.
It doesn't
and we've got nothing. We're selling our wind farms, and we're getting rid of them because they're ugly.
And that sounds like it's part of what the government does. You know, if you're building new infrastructure, then you're whacking the solar panels.
They have now in, like, not where I live, but a couple of hours away, actually have a solar village, and all the houses the roofs are just solar panels.
That's wonderful.
They do not produce. They don't take power. They actually produce power.
Yeah.
The whole village.
The whole village.
It's not. And, it's old tech. It's. I don't understand why it's not more. Yeah. I mean, there are problems. There are logistical problems in that when you do need power, you do need a traditional power station and a fired power station, or however you want to do it, to make up the difference. And there's all sorts of logistical issues with it, with the change. You can't get all kind of, again, you can't get too emotional about it. Right. You have to get very, well, we still need this to make things.
But for example, like just a change I wanted to make, I live in a townhouse, one of 4, and the first thing I did when I moved in about a year ago was say, I want to put solar. Yeah. But I went to the body corporate, the head of the body corporate, they're like, sorry, no. It's like, but if we all put in money, it would be so much more effective. And I kind of did a little spreadsheet for them, but no one wanted to do it. And I was like, oh, this is such a shame because I don't have the power to make that change. It's so important.
And it's all, and this is I keep coming back to the revolution is going to come from people from within. Once they get it, once they understand what's involved and that they can get something out of it. Unfortunately, it's human nature.
Totally.
Then people will come on board, and I think they'll do it.
I reckon.
And it's like Elon Musk has got it. He's made it sexy. Do you know what I mean? He's made it.
Those cars.
I agree. And there's got to be an angle. There's got to be an angle of action or some sort of friction that get people.
He's made it sexy, and that's all that all this other stuff doesn't have, because they're made by engineers, and people
like you're going to be.
Talking about sexy, Damian.
Damian, talk about
sexy. You're sexy.
Talking about Elon Musk. Have you heard that what he did to one of his you could say investors?
No. Go on.
No.
He had a party to show this new car, and this one of the investors had put a deposit for his car, and they were showing the car, and online this investor complained that I was too late. The timing for this was too late. La 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 la. Mm-hmm. So Elon Musk said, "Okay, well, here, have your money back. Thanks very much."
Cool.
That's brilliant. Totally.
And everyone goes, "Oh, you can't do that. Can't do that."
I can. Just watch me. Just did
it. See you later. I can do whatever I like. If he doesn't want the product, he can go somewhere else.
Good. I like that.
Yep.
That's super cool.
Nice. Yep. So should we?
Alexander.
Let's give Alexander.
Hey, Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, we're going to move on to another sexy man, hopefully, who's on the other line.
Bye-bye, Damo. Thank you so
we'll
much.
Talk to you soon. And we can play.
So will we, all right, I'm going to get rid of it.
You call him in, I'll play a little bit of the video. Okay.
All right, beautiful.
We're getting Alexander. GitGo.
We're going to get Alexander Leon on, who's a songwriter, lovely bloke.
And passionate about the environment, passionate about what's going on in our world, a man of great soul.
Yes. So here's one of his tracks for you guys to listen to.
I think, Bernie, did you do this clip?
No, I didn't.
No,
Alexander cut this one himself. I'm in the middle of doing one. Just to tell you a little story here, leading up to it, and while that call thing's going, is he's done a whole album actually, and on one of the songs it features children singing along. So I went to he was in Bali, and I went to Bali, and because we couldn't get in the schools here in Australia because everyone's a pedophile. Right? Just a fucking crazy country.
Oh no, you can't walk in without a working with children.
Right. Yeah, well, I've got all the working with children.
Right, you've got it all, which is fine, good, but still,
but still, everyone's afraid.
Because I teach there.
Even when parents agree that they want to sing. But our children we thought were a little bit too old for the sing along. So we're actually I've got a meeting after this, and we're going to get his child, who's around about 8, is about the right age.
Yeah.
And even she was going, they're wrong kids. They're not into this. So we're getting their friends together, and the parents are going to be along. And so we're going to shoot it again here, but without schools. But having said that, here's a little song. We'll throw to a clip while we try and get through to Alexander. And here we go, rolling.
We live and we die. We love and we cry. We give and we try. We take, steal and lie. Savage days that surround us. It's like living in the eye of a storm. It's these savage days that surround us. It's like living in the eye of a storm. Turn hate into love. Have faith.
Fade away now. Coming through.
To rise.
You're on. Okay.
Hello, Alexander.
There he is.
Hello.
Loving the song.
Thank you very, very much. I just had some feedback from someone about it. That it was very
Heartfelt.
Did we lose him?
I think we've lost him. Have we?
Okay, I'll play a little bit more of the clip. We'll try and get we'll try and get him back again. Okay, here we go. A little bit more of the clip. We'll continue on to play.
You're gone. It's these savage days that surround us. It's like living in the eye of a storm. These savage days that surround us. It's like living in the eye of a storm. And it's smooth. And then you go from Bondi to Bondi and you can't get it.
I know, right? Crazy, right? We just had this effortless connection to Japan. Yep, you're up the road in Vaucluse and
we can't get you.
Yeah, that's right. That's Australia for you.
In the Prime Minister's electorate.
Yeah, right.
Are we living in a cave somewhere?
Yeah, I think we might be. So tell us about that feedback you were saying, because we only got the heart bit.
Just that the visuals were very hard hitting.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's exactly what they had to be. I got a bit numb to it because editing the video, I was seeing lots of stuff that I left out or put in.
Oh, no.
But
I realise now from the feedback, that's the second one today, which describes it in such a way. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, right.
You know, exactly what it's supposed to do.
So if people feel kind of affected by it, do you go one step further and then hope that they take an action, or are you just putting it out there to affect people?
Yeah, well, of course. You know, I'm not political and I'm not religious at all. But little bells have gone off in my head lately with Pope Francis and with Bernie Sanders as well.
They feel the burn, huh?
Pope Francis seems like the man who's going to take the Catholic Church out of the dark cave.
Because someone needs to save it?
Yeah. And Bernie Sanders just might be the guy to lead us into what will be the renaissance of the human race, you know?
Well, I like that there are bells going off in your head, Alexander, that are of a hopeful nature. Because sometimes I just go, wow, you know, like, how is this ever going to shift?
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing, you know, and it keeps on reminding me continually of the phrase, the only thing necessary for evil to survive is for good men to do nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not, with the environment, I'm not as technical as you guys and Bernie is, but I've got a passion, you know, I've got an 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
I want her and I want the world to be like it was at least when I was growing up, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not like that now. No. It's not like that now, not speaking of the future.
Yeah.
And, you know, the greed of human beings and those in power is endless.
I know. Have you seen or Jaimie and Bernie seen Jobs yet? Film?
No, I haven't seen Jobs.
Sounds like a good film.
Have you seen it, Alexander?
No, I've heard about it. I haven't seen it.
I won't go on too much then, but what I do want to say about it is it's that sense. I mean, obviously he was a genius man and a real forward-thinking man, but you know there was a lack of, I believe, and you see this in Aaron Sorkin's writing, there was a lack of kind of empathy and connection as a human. And I think that if we have a genius brain, particularly when it comes to technology and doing amazing things in any kind of technical field, if we lack that human connectedness from a heart level, then what the hell, you know? And he ended up dying of pancreatic cancer in his, late 50s or whatever. So it's like, what the, you know?
Don't want to hear that.
It's absolutely true. I mean, children this age, I've got a classic example that I've seen a 13-year-old boy, you know, and we were driving through Bali. He was there for a week. He didn't even look around him at the rice fields of the new people. He had his face on his iPad doing this, you know?
That's terrifying.
You know what? I've actually got to disagree with that. I've actually got to completely disagree with that because our family is a very tech family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And video games are really bad, right? Mm-hmm. We, as a family, like the three bigger kids and they're always on to me, come on, let's go and play Halo or whatever, and we all sit down as a family, we have a great time doing it. When on social media and stuff like that, I'm friends with people that live so far away that I wouldn't interact with normally and everything like that. And these things, when you're on the train or the bus, they're no different than a paper or a book.
I completely agree with that, but there is an addictive nature and there is an antisocial nature if you allow yourself to get into that.
I could throw something else in there. I was reading about Einstein, like his family life wasn't so good with his wife and things. And here's the thing about great humanists. They have difficulty with one-on-one relationships. And so they love the world and they do great things for the world. So it's a different way of trying to express your common humanity with other people.
That's
what do you think, Leon?
A good perspective, Leon.
Yeah.
It's really true they say about John Lennon, you know, the man of peace. But his son doesn't say...
Barely knew him.
you know.
Yeah, I agree.
I think everybody is talented in their own field, and that's what they specialise in, and they obviously because of that lack in other ways, you know. And Steve Jobs was an amazing person, but as you say, you know, look, I think there's a whole turnaround. Actually, I think there's a whole turnaround, and it's starting to happen, and you see it. And when it starts at the top, like Pope Francis, I think it's a good sign. I was always a believer that the human race would find out too late, you know. But I believe I've been seeing signs, like really positive signs, and I think it's going to start happening.
And you know, another thing too, I was thinking about, you know, climate change and the world and everything like that. And a friend pointed this out to me, and it's a good point. We went through our industrial revolution however long ago, okay? We've come through it the other side, and we've got so much money. We've got clean clothes on our back. We can afford to pay stupid amounts of money for coffee.
Yeah, right? I know about that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Countries like India, they're going through their industrial revolution now. Where we're going, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I know.
And how many people are like doing it harder than we can? Well, we can't even fathom.
No, we can't.
We can't even fathom. And there's that social element too. I mean, in saying that, it still can't happen because the world is still going to suffer from it. But, you know, there's all these social elements that come into it.
And the world is a very different place to what it was in the early 1900s.
And everything isn't black and white.
No,
everything's
that's right.
shades. Everything's on the spectrum, you know. Everything's on the spectrum. And my version of good may not be your version of good.
Absolutely.
It's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny you use the Industrial Revolution as an example because that's where it all started.
Yeah.
You know, before the Industrial Revolution, 80% of people used to live in a family environment on the land. 20% used to work in the city. That changed completely around after the Industrial Revolution, and that's where the family context was lost.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid
started to fall apart.
Yeah.
Really.
It'd be interesting to speak to an anthropologist about all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Anthropologist,
That would be very
that's
cool,
a
actually.
triple
I know.
syllabic
I've got a
word.
good friend who's an anthropologist.
Oh.
I can put him on to you.
Thanks,
really,
Neil.
really good speaker too.
Good, let's do it.
Yeah.
I love that subject. It fascinates me.
Bernie's going to meet him today.
Oh, right, that's the guy. We've got a meeting after
There you
this
go.
about...
That is called synchronicity.
Oh, wow. No way, really?
I love it when that stuff happens.
Yeah, it's cool.
Try and lock him in next week.
Yeah, we'll talk to him, see if he wants to. I'm sure he will.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
He's a really interesting guy. I always have the best conversations with him. So
Awesome.
That's great.
Hey, talking about Pope Francis, I was thinking this morning about the fact that Cardinal Pell is not going to come back to Australia.
That's right. Aren't we all a bit suspicious about that?
at home last night.
Cardinal Pell.
Can you
Can you actually do that?
He's the third most powerful, man in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And he's too sick to come and give evidence to a
sick.
royal commission.
But he's totally against the Pope. He is actually against the Pope being for doing something about climate change and equality.
He's the most conservative man.
Asshole is the word.
And it just, it's just... I don't know what the medical condition is, so I'm trying not to be too judgmental, but my gut says to me, you know what? You hide there. You hide there in the Vatican.
Yeah.
And you
Can they
hide
not do a video link?
Yeah, they're doing a video link. But
They're doing a video link, but I think he's afraid that he'll never get out of the country.
I agree. That's
what
my
I reckon's
instinct
going
too.
on.
And the Vatican City is its own country.
It's just a lockdown-own country with its
he's
own
safe
laws,
there.
and
He's
he
safe there.
is protected.
And all of his other little creepy little friends. Sorry.
What do you reckon about that, Leon?
Alexander.
Alexander. Sorry, I'm calling you by his surname.
You can probably be on.
Call me Dennison.
Dennison?
I think there's dark forces in everything, yeah?
Yeah.
And, I think, whatever his sickness is, let it be as it is. And, people can decide for themselves. And I believe, I keep on coming back to it, that I believe that the Renaissance is happening.
Good.
And people are starting to wake up, and
Good.
Yes, and do you know what's leading it is connectivity.
Yes.
These things that we're all on, that we're connected, because we're going, oh, we feel this is bad, and people over there are going, oh, really?
Yeah.
We feel that's bad too.
We're part of your tribe. Let's connect.
Yeah.
Tribe.
Yeah.
We're all tribes.
That's why I think all the technology and everything like that, it's just different.
Yes.
It's just different, and we got it. And there are bad parts to it. Again, it's a spectrum. Everything's on the spectrum. You know, things aren't great with it,
That's
but there
true.
are also things that are good with it. You know?
Absolutely. And sorry, Alexander.
It's okay. Getting back to that, I think the net is a fabulous thing. And it's the first time in human history that little people have had a voice.
Yes.
And if they shout loud enough,
somebody will listen, and then somebody else will listen, and then somebody else will listen.
But can I say, as a parent, I feel that there is real responsibility to help children get that balance right between being engaged with technology and saying, this is part of your world and this is an exciting tool for connection and for learning and for fun. But there are also times, like for me, you sit around the dinner table and you don't have electronics and you actually talk.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, it's simple things. It's about that balance, getting that balance right.
Absolutely. We've got a rule here at home, just between us two, that we don't bring our phones to the table.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one, and that's one we had to comply with when I was in Bali, right?
In Bali, yeah.
Were you getting a bit addicted to your...
I was on the Facebook a fair bit, but I tell you what, unlike...
It's easy to get addicted to...
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Sorry, Bernie.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that when I was in Bali and we were travelling around, I was rubbernecking everywhere. There's so much stuff to see there. You know, right across the road from the entrance to Alexander's place is a rice farm, because you know all of this nice area, and the prison. We've seen the prison video. You know, I love that, and going down the hole. We'll have to talk about that at some point in time about the silly tourists.
I've got big views about what's happening in Bali, and the Superbowl, which was the irrigation system that they introduced in the 9th century there, which is amazing. It went through the whole land, and because the rice fields have to grow in a lot of water. And now in the build-up areas, Seminyak, Legian, Kuta, Krobakan, the Superbowl irrigation system, which Bernie fell into.
And I got looked after. I tell you what, it could have turned out bad. It kills people, doesn't it?
It's turned into a sewage system. You know? So therefore, the rice over the road from where we were living, the rice is grown in sewage water.
Oh, that's awful. Right. Yeah. That's terrifying.
Oh, well, yeah. Really, I was... Yeah, every time we'll drive around, I was looking. The Superbowl system works so well, and when you see it working in the areas that are not built up, it's beautiful, you know.
But that comes back to the point of, you know, their population has grown so much that can't be sustained anymore, so something has to be done about it, something techie. Yeah.
Even when we went to Ubud, you know, Ubud's the kind of like the mecca for the hippies and stuff and all that. But you know what, took a lot of photos of people driving past with them face masks on. The pollution's got up there, so you know, Indonesia's got some work to do to pull itself back.
But there's not the money there. Like, who's going to pay for it all? Who's going to pay for it? Who's going to pay for it?
All the government's interested in the hotels.
Well, they bring money in.
They say that Bali's going to run out of fresh water in 5 years.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So they're going to divert it all to the hotels first of all, for sure. The people are going to suffer. You know,
and they're in drought at the moment, is that right? A drought in Bali?
Pardon, what was that?
Drought. I think they're in drought at the moment. They haven't had rain.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot now. But when Bernie was there, was supposedly the rainy season, and it hadn't rained all last year, and it was hot and sunny during the rainy season. But I just spoke to a friend a couple of days ago and he said it's been raining every day. So.
Oh, well, that's good because they were a bit worried about that, right?
Well, apparently the universe hasn't forgotten.
Yeah.
Even though half of Sumatra is burning.
Yeah, right.
Sumatra's burning. Pour on
That
water.
itself is, they say it's natural disaster, environmental disaster, not natural.
No, that's exactly right.
Disaster the world has seen,
And was it, you were telling me, was it Naomi
Klein,
who said that she did that fantastic quote, it's like, environmental skeptics climate change skeptics, what is it going to take? It's happening. Like, just look at what's happening with the, with the extreme weather changes. Like, what more proof do you need?
It's going to be revolution.
As I say, I'm not a technical guy like Bernie is, but I just have to wake up and look outside the window to know something's wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, this is summer here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, is this summer?
It's pretty strange, isn't it?
Like I said, there's a whole bunch of smart people that are doing their doctorates and everything like that on that exact subject, and now they're not going to have a job. It's and this is the thing. This is the other thing with climate change. We're not qualified to say anything about it.
No.
At all.
True.
No, we're just giving our opinions as people who care.
But the people who are qualified
are being sacked. And that's one of the things that
we look to and that we need to trust. And when they say X, Y, and Z is happening, it's not because they've kind of went, I don't know, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
It's because they've gone,
they've done studies. They've done studies, and some of the deniers that Canadians they're just seeking funding and stuff. No, in America and in Australia, they've been dragged up in front of politicians, and they've been questioned and grilled, and they've been been pulled down, and they've been pushed around, and they put up with a lot of crap.
And they don't care. They go, I've got one pen. Do you know what I mean? They look at the data and they go, this is what happened. I looked at that and I saw this and this happened when I did that and there it is.
Politicians aren't that stupid. They just know to stay on message, stay saying the ridiculous things that they're saying to look after their own asses, and they just keep on saying that, and eventually people will just give in and believe it.
The only reason politicians say things, and actually this came up with a Greens politician actually. Changing subject on the rape allegation on Nauru. There was no 5-year-old.
Yeah, I know. And the ABC reported that, and ABC has been wrapped over the knuckles.
But there was a 10-year-old, you see, and there's the point. So suddenly the whole thing's been dismissed. It was a 10-year-old. Who cares?
But what are they saying? It's skin-on-skin contact. Like there's all these kind of like words. It's like lawyer talk already.
It's like lawyer talk. We don't know. And I was watching a show on Sunday morning, and a Greens politician said, I won't put any child in harm's way, and da-da-da-da. And he, I don't know. I got the feeling that I didn't believe that he cared about the kids. I thought he believed about his political career, and he couldn't have cared about the kids.
That's our system, isn't it?
I get that a lot with politicians.
It's not just him. It's every single politician. All they care about is getting elected.
That's exactly
their gig, to get elected, not to govern.
Yeah.
No. You
got elected, got the gig.
You got to get elected.
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong.
And isn't it interesting because isn't the representative of your electorate, Alexander, Mr. Turnbull himself?
He goes for walks with a friend of mine, apparently.
He's in my electorate too, and if I spot him, I go, "Hey, Minister, sir, how's the NBN going?"
I'll say, remember the time when you allegedly really cared about the environment? That's what I'll say.
Oh, that's right.
You know what strikes me is that these people like Abbott, for instance, have children.
I know.
Like, really?
I know. I agree. Yeah, totally
really?
right.
Really? Yeah. But can we get on to a different subject?
Let's change. It's getting a bit heavy. We'll talk about your music even.
This isn't a great subject either. But the Zika virus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. What have you got for us?
I've read a bit on this.
Sorry?
What have you got about the Zika? Yeah. Tell us what your thoughts are on that. The Zika virus.
I don't know. It appears to me a bit odd that these viruses like Ebola, Zika, are appearing out of nowhere. They just
nobody knows what it
evolve. And I guess it's it's got to do with what we are doing as humans, what we're eating, how eating lesser foods, less.
You know what? And the mosquitoes. We've got a lot of mosquitoes right now because of that strange, change in the weather that we're having
and
here.
Lots of water.
And I've got this mosquito thing that kills them automatically and stuff. And I've got sprays, and every night it's like they love it. Psh, and the mosquitoes come. I've got the mortine going, and they go, oh, yum, yum, yum. I reckon they're fucking mortared.
You reckon they're super mosquitoes?
Yeah, super, yeah.
Probably they're inviting death to them.
Right?
Bring it on!
Come on, guys, let's get out.
Look, you've got the mortine out there, the bloody sucker, yeah.
But yeah, the Zika virus is very scary.
I reckon.
What it's doing, to babies, and there's husbands divorcing their wives because they're having this baby with a small brain. Can you still see me?
Oh, we lost you. Go
lost
Apple
you.
because
We can
have
hear
to
you.
update.
We lost you.
Apple update.
Apple update. Thanks very much.
Go
That's
Apple.
great. So if we press that.
Yeah, what's happening there?
There we go.
Skype is live. GitGo Today. There you
There
are.
you go.
We got you back. Hey, we got the technology. Don't panic.
Do you like me?
Yeah. You're looking really good, by the way.
You're looking great.
That's a high def picture coming through. Actually, it's not.
Bernie, I'm really excited about. I just want to ask Bernie something.
Yeah.
They're filming a film for another song of mine, Little Man,
Yes.
which is another really important song.
Yeah.
And I called all Allegra, my daughter's friends.
Mm-hmm.
I called their parents, and they're all excited. There's 8 of them, very excited to come and do it. And it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really, really
Allegra's
cool.
really smart. She's 8-year-old smart.
Alexander, I'm just wondering, does your daughter go to Bondi Beach Public School?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know, I've met you before. My daughter is also Allegra's age, and they were in class together.
Hang on. What's your daughter's name?
Andy. And I've met you.
Does she want to
through
come
Anne.
and on the 21st?
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Part of this choir.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Looks like we've got another
That is
performer.
hilarious. I have actually met you very briefly. In your
Really?
car one day. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Because you were with Allegra. That is hilarious.
Yes.
Wow.
There you go.
There
Again,
you go. This is all about Facebook,
Bondi
huh?
thing.
It's Facebook,
Bondi
and
thing.
it's a Facebook thing, you know.
You know, it is a Facebook thing. And it's a beautiful. And I know it's crazy, but I actually get excited when there's that connection.
Yeah.
You know, with other human beings. It's like,
absolutely.
oh, you're a friend of so and so. They've told me about you, and to me, that stuff is happening more and more as well.
Well, yeah. And especially with people who are like-minded.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what Bernie and I have known each other for a long time. But what brought us together really was that we were both striving for the same goal to do our best or a little bit to make this a better world.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and it's important, and I love your positivity too. You know, it's not a gushy positivity. It's just a very hopeful, a sense of empowerment. I like
and
it.
he's a very practical man too. It's really good.
I mean, in the predicament I'm in, I don't know if Bernie has told you, but being positive is the only way. There's no choice but to be positive and feel and think of a brighter future. I'm a strong believer in that your thoughts and your words create the reality in which you live.
I agree that they resonate at a certain energy level, and I'm always saying I'm trying to do this with myself and teach my children. It's like pick yourself up on your thoughts, because that's the start. That's the start where you can actually have a choice and put out an energy and therefore influence yourself and the person that you want to be. It's just with those thoughts.
And Alexander is living proof of this positivity, because a lot of people would have given up what he's been through, and here he is. He's alive and he's finishing his album. It's just an awesome story, which we have to tell sometime.
Yeah, would you mind one day, and thinking about how much you'd like to talk to us about your story one day, maybe connecting with us?
Sure, I'd like to. It's as your voice has detected, it's a very personal subject, but yes, I would love to share it, because I think people, need to hear this sort of thing. And I just want to, do what's best for humanity. So if this helps even one person, yeah, of course. Can I say one thing though?
Yeah.
I noticed when you were speaking before, you said trying. Try and hope are two words I've relinquished from my info vocabulary. Try to me is a word that is, I gave it a go, but it didn't really work.
Well, I respect that, but I have to be honest. If you try, to me, it means you're actually putting some energy and you're not claiming to do something overnight. And it means that there's a focus and an energy on wanting to be somewhere that, is of a...
That's cool. It's all in your interpretation of the word.
But I totally respect what you're saying too.
And if you mean, sometimes you don't make it.
I hope this will happen. Don't fucking hope, just...
We make it happen. We make things happen.
Yeah, you're right. On that one, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't accept things as they are.
So, I'll be glad to talk about my my current and past predicaments.
Okay, that would be unreal. Well, whenever you want to tune in again for that would be amazing. Whether it's next week or any time that suits you, Alexander.
Well, I'm always here, and. I'll speak to the anthropologist with Bernie.
That would be great.
Awesome. I'll be seeing him.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And that would be really cool. And I'd love you guys to play Little Man when you finish it.
Yes,
totally.
most definitely. Hey, and at the end...
you could even do it yourself.
By going to... at some...
well, we could do both. We could play the clip.
We could do both, but we'll play... there's this clip that Alexander made when he... of Fragile. We'll play that at the end of the show. It's actually just a rice field. The video's a rice field that's opposite his place, and the song goes with it. And you swear, your brain makes the connections with the waves on the. It's really
beautiful. Beautiful.
This rice field, I was going by the rice fields every day and watching the wind making the rice dance. And to me, it was a very meditative thing. And we found this little cafe, a room, that was in the middle of a rice field. And there was another video there. It just opened a few months ago. And we used to go there every Sunday. And there was a rice field in front of us. And we could watch rice from little seedlings to fully grown harvested.
And
bubbies.
When just filmed it for 5 minutes, and I was at home thinking, this is perfect for this song.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, yeah.
That's
beautiful.
That's nature. That's God to me. It's what it's about.
Yeah, it's amazing. The rice fields. I probably miss watching the wind making the rice dance.
Stunning, more than anything else. Yeah.
Cool. Should we have a listen to a track now?
Do you want to see if Jeff is there, or should we end up right now? Because he's a bit lost in the techno universe.
I reckon we might end up right now.
Okay, I'll get the clip up. I'll get the clip up for you, Alexandra. I'll get that clip up with the rice field, and we'll end up the show, and we'll get back to Jeff next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
And looking forward to tuning in again, Alexander.
Looking forward to talking to you.
Good to talk to you, mate. Really good. I'll see you a little bit later on.
Bye.
All the best.
Bye. Okay. So I'll get that clip up while you. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, and remember, GitGo Today for anybody on anybody on Facebook that wants to comment, talk about anything that we've been talking about today. CSIRO, what Alexander's brought up today.
Yep. If you're watching this later, like we're not live now, please subscribe.
Yes.
Down there.
Down there somewhere. That'll be over there, wouldn't it? No,
the subscribe's on. I don't
know. No, it's the other way
around. Subscribe there.
Down there. Yeah.
Also, the link to Alexander's music is in the comments below as well. And thanks for watching. Please, if you've made it this far and you like what we're doing, please call in next time.
Yeah. And like what we're doing, because we want to make this.
And hit that share button. That would if you wanted to help out, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, and that would be awesome. And comment and do all that sort of stuff. Please don't feel shy. Actually get in and do
I
it.
get it. Well, that's why we're doing this. It's because we want to feel connected in conversation with you guys. And, you know...
If you don't like what we're saying...
We totally
want to know.
tell us.
Tell us. I love it.
And we love it. We're all able to have our opinions, and that's okay. And we can share them, and sometimes we can hold on to them, and we can be righteous. And sometimes
still there too,
Alejandro's still there.
There he is. Hello, he's still there.
And you know what? This is the wonderful world of Facebook and social media. It's like everybody has an opinion. It's cool.
Right.
It's
and if
just
you're our
an
friend,
opinion.
we want to make you a star. Like it doesn't matter. You know, we've got some people up that have. You know, we want to talk about Dave, who's a friend who's up for an Academy Award. He's in LA at the moment, but we
can
just
talk
ran
about
out of
Dave
time.
next week.
We'll talk about him next week.
We just want to talk to people and just have a chat. Basically, if you want to have a talk to us, and if you don't like what we're talking about, great, let us know.
Cool.
If you want to talk to us, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Even if it's just typed.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
And we're ready.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, rolling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm fragile, so fragile. It's tearing me apart. Inside you held me, then turned your face away. Forsaken, mistaken, my love left on its own. Temptations, frustrations of stories left untold. We're drowning, both drowning in tears we cannot hold. Forsaken, mistaken, your heart stands on its own. I'm fragile, so fragile. It's tearing me apart. Don't call me